RealTalkRiddims.
Yes. Welcome back to another episode of Let That Brew Quickly, where we really care to share, information on, benefits of these wonderful brews we're intaking. And we hope that, we can continue to do so. We hope, that the information being passed is being used and, being practiced, which then, turns from information to knowledge, knowing. So, yeah, welcome back to Let That Brew Quickly. So before we get into this brew, this tea today, we're going to go ahead and get the Let That Brew quote of the day off. Now, today's quote of the day is this: short-term rejuvenation is a necessity on the journey to long-term elevation. Let that brew. So I hope you enjoyed the Let That Brew quote of the day. I don't know, felt a bit special that one day. I don't know why. I just feel like we've all, been on journeys and we need to be, rejuvenated. We need to have a short break, short rests, It's okay to go hard. But like I said, sometimes we need those breaks. So, short-term rejuvenation is a necessity on the journey to long-term elevation. Now, let's get into the tea today. Now, the tea today I have is to be fair, I haven't actually tried this. I've opened it and smelled it. So we're gonna be trying this tea today, together, I suppose. You're not actually trying it, or you might be, I don't know. But we're gonna be trying this tea. Today's tea today is from Bird and Blend Tea Company, jelly and ice cream flavor. So that's Bird and Blend Tea Company, jelly and ice cream flavor. Got 50 grams of this today. And we'll just get into some of the ingredients on this Bird and Blend Tea Company jelly and ice cream. They say, a berry jelly brew with a sweet dollop of vanilla ice cream. Now, I don't know if it's got real vanilla ice cream. But we get into some of the ingredients. So this tea contains rubius, aka red bush tea. We covered rubius in a previous teas. It's got desiccated coconut, freeze-dried strawberries, hibiscus, interesting, apple pieces, elderberries, rose hip, again another popular ingredient, vanilla pieces, red cornflowers, that's special, red cornflowers, and natural flavoring. You know how we feel about the natural flavorings. What is natural flavorings? There's also a warning on there saying this tea may contain traces of nuts. So if you got any nut allergies, maybe you should avoid this tea. May contain traces of nuts. So yeah, Bird and Blend jelly and ice cream. Haven't tried it yet, but it smells delightful. It's got a nice sweet aroma. It's full of stuff. And yeah, Bird and Blend. Bird and Blend Company, there's one located in Portobello Road. I'm not sure if you're aware of Portobello Road, but it's sort of it's in West London. It's a market type of road, a lot of stores, a lot of merchants, people selling, independent merchants and stuff like that. And Bird and Blend, I'm not sure if they have other tea stores, but the people at the Bird and Blend store in Portobello Road were wonderful. When I went there, they let you sample the teas, before you buy. I love the technique, how they make you smell the tea. You know, they sort of bring it out of these big tins, and you know, they open a fan and they fan it towards you, you know, so you get the essence of what you're really you know, interested in before you actually buy it. So yeah, Bird and Blend, beautiful people over there, you know, sent me some emails and stuff like that. So yeah, so let's actually get to the pouring of this Bird and Blend jelly and ice cream. You know, it's suggested that 1 tablespoon at 100 degrees, you know, brew to about 4 to 5 minutes, with or without milk. And obviously, you know, it's let that brew, we don't use any milk. We're not going to use any milk, are we? But, you know, before we actually, you know, pour it, you know, because the kettle's been sitting maybe, so we're probably just shy of 100 degrees. Let's actually, you know, try and have a look. Smells delightful one way. Let's actually have a look at what this Bird and Blend tea looks like. And I'm not sure if you can, probably not going to get the best view of this camera. This one might do us more justice. Looks brilliant. We're gonna just take a tablespoon out. You know, we're gonna take a tablespoon out and really dive in and see what this is actually looking like. You know, like I said, once again, it smells beautiful. Now take a look at that. Okay, let's get that to focus. Okay, having a difficult time there. Okay, we'll get it on this camera here. Now, we look here, we can sort of see, you know, the white bits are probably the desiccated coconut. The red little pieces there, strands, are probably the, you know, the rubus or the red corn flour. You know, it looks beautiful. Honestly, it does. Looks amazing. You know, if we take this little piece, so this is probably the, you know, oops, I'm dropping some. This is probably the apple pieces. You know, a lot of color in it, a lot of color. Looks amazing. So, you know, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in our trusted infuser. You know. No, they suggest 1 tablespoon, but you know, we let that brew, we like our teas very strong, so we're about to put more than 1 tablespoon. So let's get right back in that bag and take a little tiny bit more, because I've actually got an oversized mug anyway. See, it's probably bigger than your usual mug. So we'll put maybe another half a tablespoon. And like I said, you know, this isn't beautifully colored. It's more on the sort of, you know, tint, sepia type of colors. You know, it's nothing like the summer flowers where you had an array, like a rainbow of, because this is more, you know, of a dark brownish tinted sort of color. See, look, these are probably the apple pieces here. You know, beautiful, beautiful. Right here. Again, this is some of the elderberries. You can really get in sort of elderberry. The way they've presented it is amazing. You know, and this looks amazing. I love it. I love this. You know, these dark bits here are, again, these are the red cornflowers. Definitely the red cornflowers. I'm certain about that. And you know, we can definitely see those little white bits there. That's these desiccated coconut. So yeah, it looks good. Looks really good. The rose hip, the hibiscus is in there somewhere. Yeah, so let's get to the pouring of this. Let's bring out our metal kettle. So I'm gonna pour it differently than usual. I'm gonna actually let some of it sit on the edge. Again, we're letting that brew really quickly today. So I'll let it pour like this, just so we can see. Look, straight away, instantly the color's just, gone from that sort of, normal watercolor to that coppery, and we can see where I'm gonna shut that. We can see where the bits have become. We're gonna actually infuse it, so we're gonna dip that right in. Let that sit for a minute. Normally you might want to put your infuser in a pot of water, but again, this is let that brew quickly. We're not gonna do any extra stuff. So we'll let that sit for 3 to 4 minutes. Whilst that's brewing, let's really dive into some of the ingredients of the Bird and Blend Tea Company's jelly and ice cream flavor tea. So now again, we had Rubius. And this is a very, very popular ingredient. We've covered it in a few other episodes. We've had Rubius in a few other teas. So, we won't dive too deep into that. We're skimming the surface. Desiccated coconut. Now, again, this is something new to let that brew quickly. We haven't had that in a tea. We had a coconut heath and heaver, but not desiccated. That word stands out because desiccated actually, means, either shredded or, cut up in little pieces. They heat the coconut meat, the inside of the coconut, the white bit, they heat it up at about, between 50 and 60 degrees, and it's dried out, with probably 3 to 5% of moisture left in the coconut. Too much of it can build up saturated fat, so you have to try and avoid too much of the coconut. Now, desiccated coconut it may contain some artificial flavorings depending on what you're having it in. Also, it contains low cholesterol. It's rich in a number of essential ingredients. One being manganese. Don't know if you've heard about manganese, but manganese is a essential ingredient for us as men and women, to be fair. Manganese plays a role in energy metabolism, which is required for bone tissue, hormones, and has antioxidants. Manganese also helps regulate our blood sugar levels. Not having manganese in our diets, it can aid in the developing of diabetes and arthritis and stuff like that. So you want to try and intake as much manganese as possible, but too much isn't good. Yin and yang, there's a good side and a bad side to everything. Too much isn't good. So again, they recommend the daily allowance for men and women. So if you want to check out that, you go and research what the recommended daily allowance of the manganese is. Now in the sort of desiccated coconut, also we have an ingredient called selenium. Now the body uses that to produce selenoproteins. These are enzymes that support our immune system functionality, and also they inhibit free radical compounds from damaging your DNA or your cellular tissue, or the reconstruction of your blood cells and stuff like that. It could also help arthritis, and it's rich in these stuff. It can help prevent reoccurring infections. Also can help prevent cancer, and has good properties to help our hearts. The desiccated coconut also has copper. Now our body's doesn't necessarily need a massive amount of copper, but copper is good in extracting iron, and our body does need iron. People are anemic and so forth may need iron, and it also helps us in developing red blood cells. So again, copper may not need as much copper as other ingredients, but it is a massive help in some ways. Now also has dietary fibers. Now this can prevent, strokes, things like heart disease, help us prevent obesity, high blood pressure, high, blood cholesterol, digestive tissues, helps with constipation, helps with ulcers and, stuff like colon cancer. And again, the recommended daily allowance of these dietary fibers is different in men and women. So, read up about, what's suggested, or the suggested amount for us to take. Desiccated coconut, has a lot of properties, very good for us. And, I'm glad that really is in that tea. So now also, this tea contains freeze-dried strawberries. Freeze-dried strawberries. Now, I'm sure that, that's pretty self-explanatory as to what they are. They're frozen and they're dried. But, dried strawberries is also has some benefits over, usual normal strawberries, where, it can help lower cholesterol. Again, everything we say, I'm not a doctor or whatever. This isn't us saying it can do these things, but it can help prevent. That's what we are saying. It's not saying it can stop anything, because everybody's body is different intakes of different stuff, cause build-up of this and that, where these sort of ingredients can help prevent these issues. So, like I said, dried strawberries can help lower cholesterol. It's packed full of vitamin C. A lot of vitamin C. Again, we've dug deep into vitamin C. So go and do your research, the benefits of vitamin C. It also has anti-inflammatory oxidants. It supports healthy bowel habits. And it encourages a healthy heart, and can also prevent strokes. And another thing about dried strawberries is, it's just a good alternative to, sweets or, candy. You might say sweets or candy, it's a good alternative, healthy alternative to sweets or candy. So, again, it's like, a piece of candy, but, isn't pumped with all the artificial and ingredients. Now, the jelly and ice cream also contains hibiscus. We've covered hibiscus in a few other teas. I think even in the summer flowers we had hibiscus. I'm not too sure, but again, I'll put something up, a link or whatever, to a tea that's contained hibiscus. It also has apple pieces in it, rose hip. The hip, we've covered rose hip as well. Vanilla pieces, red cornflowers, we've covered cornflowers, and elderberries. Let's dive into a little bit more into elderberries now. Elderberries are very, very good for us, They have many names, elderberries. Now, originally, they were used to treat fevers and stuff like that, in ancient Egypt. People used to, compile, medicines and compile, toxins and remedies, using elderberry to help, with fevers and improve, complexions and, help with burn wounds maybe. In ancient history, that is, they still use it now, some people in folk medicine all over the world, really, and today, the berries, it's native to Europe, but again, like I said, it's all over the world. They're using elderberries. Now there's a downside, raw elderberries, the bark, the leaves, they're known to be poisonous and can, cause stomach issues, can cause you to have stomach issues. So just bear that in mind. But above all, they are really good. There's several different varieties of elderberries. They're from the Sambucus nigra, aka European elderberry or black elder. Like again, native to Europe, but grown everywhere. They're high in vitamin C, dietary fibers, which we just covered. Phenolic acids, we talked about phenolic compounds in previous episodes as well. Phenolic acids, they help reduce stress on your body, Also, anthocyanins. That's very new to us. Anthocyanins. They give the berry its sort of dark color, and they have anti-inflammatory effects. So anthocyanins, spelled ANTHOCYNINS. Again, look deeper into anthocyanins if you've never heard about that. Obviously, hibiscus, like we said, good antioxidants, helps lower your blood pressure. It promotes liver health, promotes weight loss, and fights off a lot of bacteria, what you may have inside you. That's the hibiscus. I love hibiscus personally. Again, we can eat it raw, we can make a syrup, a lot of stuff can be done with hibiscus. And natural flavorings. What can I say? Natural flavorings, there's not much else to say. Anyway, we've been waffling on now. Tea's still piping hot, looks smoky ready. And we're gonna go ahead and try this tea and take out our infuser. Let's actually have a look and see how this tea looks when we open the infuser. Let's take a glance. Again, we've seen other teas. Look, and there we go again. Again, the infusers, it hasn't really, made the tea combust as some others. But again, looks, definitely has reduced some of the color. Some of the vibrance it had is definitely, deteriorated and disappeared. Like the white coconut is no longer white, more of a beigey off-white sort of color. Nevertheless, this tea smells brilliant, and like I said, this is a tea I genuinely haven't tasted. It was opened obviously because I had to smell it and stuff, but I haven't actually tasted this tea. So we're gonna go ahead and have a sip. Now before we sip it, actually, I'm not actually sure of the price for 50 grams. I've actually forgotten. That's terrible, but guess what? I'm gonna put the price up here anyway. Yeah, that's how much it was for 50 grams. Again, you can find the Bird and Blend Tea Company online, Instagram, or you can go in store, which I always recommend. Always suggest you go in store. You can actually see, taste, and have a feel of what you're actually buying before you do buy it. Look at this. Now this is piping hot. Again, we got some bits in it. Bits is okay. And the funny thing is, it actually smells like jelly. That's like weird. That's weird. It actually smells a lot like jelly. It's a bit cloudy. I don't know if it's cloudy because of the dollop of ice cream. Maybe sort of thickens it up. It does look a bit thick. There's like a layer on top where it's a bit, lighter than the bottom. There's a deep layer. I'm gonna give it a little stir, actually, just to sort of make sure. The color is beautiful. The color is lovely. Again, that red color. Most teas are gonna have this sort of color anyway. And this isn't really like, it's not a deep red. It's like a sort of, I can't even explain. It's pinky, even. It goes as far as saying it's a bit of a pinky color. Yeah, let's actually give it. Yeah, it does. It actually smells like jelly. That's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and try it now. Again, this is my first time ever. Some teas I try once before I review them, so I have an idea. Or I tried them ages ago. Some teas I've had millions of times. This I've never had, so wish me luck. Let that brew. Oh. Oh, wow. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what. Wait, hold on. Oh. I don't know. I'm gonna let simmer and see if it has an aftertaste, because some teas on the initial first gulp or whatever, they're not like great, and then some they kick you with an aftertaste. But I don't know. I'm gonna wait for like a second. I'm gonna try one more. I'm gonna have one more sip. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this tea. It's a bit. Let me taste that again one more time. Yeah, it's really sharp. It's a bit rich. It's very rich, very rich, very, very rich. It's very, very rich. You can, almost feel that the berry. You can feel the berry essence in it. Elderberry, strawberry, the hibiscus, and the rubius. You can feel all of those flavors kicking, and it sort of gives you, it's very rich. Honestly, yes. I don't know. Again, now you may think, if it's not that nice, why'd you keep drinking it? Well, again, it's something I've never had, and I have to make sure I'm really tasting it. I have to make sure before I really come to my conclusion, because again, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do bird and blend like that. It's not terrible, but yeah, very rich. Very rich. You can, the berries, very strong. Very, very strong. It doesn't leave a dry taste in your mouth. That's good. You can almost even, once you taste it and you know how it tastes, its richness, the smell starts to become like different. It's like, now it doesn't smell as amazing like to me anymore. It smells like you can almost smell that richness. Now you can smell what it tastes like. It's crazy. It's like, that's too rich for me. A little bit, not bitter, like, dare I say bitter, but just a bit, yeah, it's too berryish and too red. No, not for me. Not for me. We will give it a verdict now. So, Bird and Blend Tea Company, like I said, amazing people, amazing staff, storefront tea. The tea smells, wonderful. The aroma, brilliant aroma, brilliant. It will make you want to purchase this tea. But the taste, for me, again, all our taste buds is different. Why I suggest is you buy it, you go and see what it tastes like. But for me, it's not a tea I'll get again. I don't think. It's not something I'll hoard. It's not a tea I'll hoard in the cupboards. It's not a tea I'll keep very. It's not a tea I'll keep close or try to ration because it's so that special. It's not that type of tea. No. I think once this is done, once this is done, that's it. I don't think we'll be getting another Bird and Blend tea come jelly and ice cream. Even, you know, from the name of it, again, now I've tasted it, I'm looking at it very much differently. Very much differently. Almost like a you know, a sports car almost, or, you know, a car that's really done up. Looks amazing. Looks so fast, so low to the ground, has a spoiler. What's limited to 20 miles an hour. What an anticlimax. What a disappointment. But let me not take anything from Bird and Blend, because I've tried some of the other teas, which I'm gonna do. We'll do one or two more Bird and Blend, and yeah, they're great. But this one, jelly and ice cream, I think it's fair to say that this is our first let that prove disapproval. I'm so sorry. That hurts me. I'm so sorry. I'll give it one more. Just to it's disapproved, but you know, there's no rules. We could approve it again. One more to really just, you know, put the nails in the coffin on this decision. No. I'm sorry. So yeah, Bird and Blend, jelly and ice cream tea. Unfortunately, let that brew. We don't approve of it. We don't love it here. Again, though, not to take away anything from this tea company. I've been in store. You know, the people are amazing. The techniques they use to, you know, sort of demonstrate or show you, you know, what the teas will smell like. They give you taste tests, so, you know, as far as it goes that way, Bird and Blend, brilliant. But this jelly and ice cream, for me, you know, it's too rich, way too rich. Too many flavors going on there, and I think there's a super clash. You know, sometimes there's multiple flavors in tea and it just works. This is a super clash. It's very rich, very bitter, you know, just not very berryish, almost more like, well, they do say, you know, the elderberries were used as medicine anyway, but again, it does taste really medicine-y. Yeah, it tastes really medicine-y, like the medicine you didn't want to take as a youngster. Nevertheless, we let that brew. Thanks for tuning in. I was let that brew quickly.
RealTalkRiddims.